Seminole Indians was the only tribe that never surrendered and never signed a peace treaty with our founding fathers, the European Americans. Wars between our ancestors and the Seminole Indians lasted from 1812 to 1858. In Ocala, Florida, at the Silver Springs Park, they erected a statue of the great American Indian chief Osceola, the chief of the Seminole Indians. Isn't that something? They boot the Seminole Indians out of the inhabitable parts of the state and force them to live in the Everglades, then erect a statue in memory of their chief. Osceola was a half-breed, but he claimed to all that he was full-blooded Indian. He was captured on October 21, 1837, and sent to prison at Fourt Multry, South Carolina, where he died 3 months later of malaria. He was 34 years old. We send our finest young men and young women off to foreign countries to aid oppressed people and to fight their oppressors, yet we refuse to discuss the misdeeds done to all Native Americans by our founding fathers. Wars between these European Americans and all Native Americans lasted from the year 1622 to the year 1890. In 1823, the U.S. Supreme Court handed down a decision which stated that Native Americans could occupy lands within the United States but could not hold title to those lands. The Indian Removal Act, part of the United States government policy known as Indian removal, was signed into law by President Andrew Jackson on May 26, 1830. Most European Americans at that time and era favored the passage of the Indian Removal Act. This act paved the way for the forcible removal of tens of thousands of Native Americans from their lands and homes to live on reservations. In God we trust is the official motto of the United States, first appearing on U.S. coins in 1864, and today it appears on all of our money. American history demonstrates repeatedly that this nation was founded on Christian principles, and our founding fathers wish to acknowledge that fact on buildings and official documents, historical speeches, and our money. The truthful motto in the days, years, and centuries of our founding fathers would have been, "In guns we trust." We should all do a little soul searching about our famous motto. In the Bible, it states that in the beginning, God created heaven and earth. That would mean that God created the North American continent and all of its living creatures of life. Surely, God did not approve of the oppression of His Native Americans. We cannot be held responsible for the misdeeds of our founding fathers, but we could set the record straight with our motto by changing it to read, "In truth we trust."